Hi, everybody. This is Parthiv Shah from Washington, D.C., Germantown, Maryland. I am here with my friends Brent, the elephant, and Shaukat from Brisbane, Australia. Thanks for being here with us. And my name is Parthiv Shah. I'm a business growth strategist. My team and I provide sophisticated systems and processes that help you increase your revenues, save you time, and improve your profits. Brent is the elephant in the room who is here to ask some pointed questions to me and Shaukat. And Shaukat brings his wisdom from a CEO's perspective, investor's perspective. Shaukat, you want to introduce yourself?
Yep, it's all about multiplying the value of your business, especially in tough times, and doing that by taking advantage of any economy, including the post-COVID economy, by partnering, collaborating to get the exit, partial or full exit.
Wonderful. And this show today is about continuation of the show from last week. We were talking about referrals. Do you want to recap what we talked about in the last show?
Look, we talked about referral system, why it's a referral system is needed, rather than just doing it on your own willy-nilly. We all agree referrals are the lifeline of a business, yet most businesses don't have a referral system. They have a sales system, they don't have a referral system, there's a disconnect, right? We started talking about the benefits of referrals, right? So we talked about there's better customers, why you get better customers from referrals. We also talked about price elasticity, why you can protect your margins by having a referral system. If you wanted to add more, before we go to why it's hard for customers who are referred to leave.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that is one thing we didn't get into last time. Why don't you elaborate on hard for them to leave? Why is it hard for a client to leave you?
So depending on the type of industry and business, usually because you've referred me to Ben Glass, a lawyer, right? Personal injury claim, also Dan Candy student. Now, I'm going to talk to Ben. I'll take the service. I'll work with him. If he does it right, I'm going to refer him on to others if he does it right. Now, it's very hard for me to leave Ben Glass after I've referred him and talked about it, number one. Yeah, that's me as a referrer. Now, as a referee, when you refer Ben Glass to me, we talk about Ben Glass, right? When we're out, we're on the phone, you're going to ask me, I'm going to ask him. So it creates almost an iron cage around it. So I'm not saying it's impossible to leave. It's a little bit uncomfortable to leave.
So there is a phrase that Kennedy uses to describe this phenomenon, okay? He says, he who is ascending is not descending, okay? And referral is a form of ascension. When they introduce you to somebody else, they are pitching you to themselves again. So it's not necessarily the difficult to leave, it is a date night. It's powered by love. It's not that they're in an iron cage. It's not that you're making it difficult for them to leave. It is they come closer to your heart in the process.
So it's an emotional thing, right? Now, iron cage is a Dan Candy term. Even difficult to leave is a Dan Candy. I stole it from him. But yeah, difficult doesn't have to be. It is.
They're less likely to leave. They are less likely to leave.
It's less likely. There's an emotional connect now.
Because if they were pissed off at you and if they were considering leaving, they would not give you referral in the first place.
And that's something we need to re-emphasize, right? You are not, from a net promoter score point of view, you're giving a 9 or 10 service, right? Consistently 9 or 10 to you and the people you refer to. That is the baseline. If you're giving 8, 7, 6, not talking to you. You know, now you're gambling. So 9, 10 consistently, that's number one. Number two, you've targeted the right audience. Number three, it's the who, right? We spoke about in the last video. At some point, you don't get paid for what you do, you get paid for who you are. Once those things are in check, emotionally you're connected, it becomes difficult. Not because you want to leave, but you don't want to. It's just a little bit difficult. So choose your language, no problem, but it's more about those things that it's a pain of disconnection, as some people call it as well. Why would you want to go to someone who's completely different, maybe same price, maybe cheaper? You don't know, right? So that's the third point. Did you want to add anything else? No? Okay. Look, I just want to touch again, right? Why business owners don't have a system of referrals, right? There's 2 points Dan Kennedy talks about. One is a sense of, so why they don't have a system. So they might be getting referrals. Why they don't have a system. So he brings up 2 points. One is sense of entitlement. And the next thing he brings up is hostage to staff. That's interesting. You're a hostage to staff. So what do you think sense of entitlement is about?
Sense of entitlement, huh?
For the business owner. So you brought it up in the last video. You did, okay? What did you say? What was the dentist example? Where they said, no, you don't have to do anything.
I don't think that is sense of entitlement, man. I thought it was a sense of stupidity. It's unrealistic expectation. I mean, so I talked about it, and so this is a true story, right? So her boss wants to hire me, and she's like, marketing is absolutely absurd for a dentist. All we need is a sign that we are open and we are accepting new patients. If we want to grow, we just have to be better dentists, and we want to provide good service. So our patients will become our advocate, and then they will bring us new customers. It is their job to bring us new patient, not ours. I'm like, okay, we shouldn't have met. Let me go home. I can't. I mean, I was speechless.
Dan Kennedy might call it sense of entitlement. I'm thinking misplaced confidence.
Oh, no, you're not entitled to referrals. Okay. So, but let's talk about, do you deserve to ask for a referral? Do you deserve to have permission to ask? So let's talk about customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction barely gets your bills paid. You have to cross the line of customer amazement, and then you have earned the right to ask for a referral. And when you ask for a referral and when they say yes, you better have the shock and awe package, the champion letter, the main sales letter that they can send out to their friends. A referral funnel. If you want to introduce me to somebody, Shaukat, all you have to do is go to ParthivLovesReferrals.com, and the system will capture your name, capture their name, express gratitude to you, and welcome them in one automated campaign. That's a system. Having a printed material that goes to the referred person automatically, that's a system.
You just touched on another topic we'll talk about, which is why customers don't refer automatically.
Okay.
No, not yet. We'll come to that because you touched on it. I'm going to hold you to it. It's very important because so we're talking about sense of excitement. You need to deserve it. Now you have I can't think of the word. You've hinted at how to earn that right. I would call that a hint. Do you want to say anything else about sense of entitlement? To me, again, I mentioned last video, there is that mindset of field of dreams, build it and you will come. It's a misplaced. To me, it's a corruption because it hurts businesses. Ultimately, it hurts businesses and their families. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. If you have that kind of a dumbass employee, you should get rid of them.
The other point he brings up is hostage to staff. Now, it's a very interesting word he used, hostage. Now, I'll say the example he gives about is you expect your staff to do the referral, so another human being. So it's another manual process. You've abdicated it. At best, you've delegated, but usually it's an abdication. So now, if you relegate it to your staff, if they're really good, your staff leaves, you lose referrals. Right? So it's almost a hostage situation. If they're not good, and if they don't comply or conform, choose your words, you still hostage the staff. The chances are they're doing something else that's good. Right? We're not going to write off the staff because they're not giving referrals. They might be doing some amazing customer experience, phone, etc. So you still, there is this hostage or staff situation as to why business owners don't have a system of referrals. It's like, I'll relegate it to the staff. If they do it, great. If they don't, well, Mary is great at answering phone calls and following up. Do you want to have any comments on that?
In my opinion, it is, see, we call our referral system a referral culture. Okay. We say it is everybody's job to drum up referral business, and everybody means from CEO down to everyone on the staff and the client. Right? It takes a village. It's a theatrical concert. Multiple people have to do things in an environment where the stars are aligned. So you can't delegate it, but everyone has to be on board with the process, because the part of the chain that does not participate will break the chain.
Cool. So I want to go, so because again, what you mentioned earlier alludes to addressing the sense of entitlement and hostage of staff. Just, it's not a great business if it's just delegating it because staff come and go. Now you still leverage staff, you have a referral culture, like you said. There should be systems in place, even among the staff, checks and balances. Because once it's a culture, it's part of what you do. It's front and center of mind, but still there needs to be a system in place. So getting a staff to do referrals is not a system. That's my point, right? Now, why customers don't refer automatically? So Dan Kennedy talks about 2 points there. Talks about high threshold, right? And that also leads to lead generation, high threshold. It's a higher threshold. And the second one is lack of motivation to refer. And just because they have a great
Elaborate on that.
Sorry?
Elaborate on that.
Okay, so higher threshold is, look, again, it comes back down to, they might feel great. You gave them a 9 or 10 net promoter score experience, right? But feeling to words are not exactly the same. What tools or aids are you giving them? And you talked about that earlier, going to parthiv-referrals.com. How are you making it easy for them? What words should they use? So A, they remember, and when they remember you, they know the exact words to say so they don't stuff it up for you and themselves. So that's a higher threshold, right? Go ahead.
I want to share something. So this is a trophy that I got at a mastermind called Board of Advisors. It's called the Be a Giver Award, right? It's a constant reminder to me that I'm a giver, not a taker. I give, and when I give to a giver, they will give to me also. So when you have a generous gift that your customer will share with their sphere of influence, they need to feel that they are doing themselves and to their peers a favor by sharing your gift. So the gift that I have, that I lead with, is, let me see if I can share my screen.
Hang on, I need to give you permission. All right, there you go.
Share screen, thank you. So This is my gift funnel. I use ClickFunnels, HubSpot, and Keep. I have little over 400 funnels in my ClickFunnels account. I have 5 funnels that have generated over $5 million in revenue that I can count, where someone opted in, stayed the process, remained in the program, bought something, stayed a client, and if you add up the revenue, it is more than 5 million. It's a lot more than that, but more than 5 million. And of course, my business Kama Sutra campaign. This is what I'm giving away. Now, if you become a client, we actually do the graphic design, copywriting, implementation, tech, launch, and post. That's different thing. But for free, I would give it to anybody who has a ClickFunnels account and a Keep account in Infusionsoft. No charge. My system in your account. Hire anybody you want. If you want to hire me, we'll talk. This is a very generous gift that my client can share with their peers, saying, if you want this gift, just go to elaunchers.com/free and he will just give it to you. I share this with friends on Facebook, at trade show. I even have a brochure that talks about this gift. Take the gift, because I will either make money or I will make a friend. Either way, I win. This is a very powerful tool that gently solicits referral. So look at elaunchers.com/free. That's what that page was.
So that reduces that lowers the threshold to refer.
Yes.
You're making it easier, right? You're not making it their job to refer.
Yeah. And you're making them, it's a very low risk. Hey, you should go get this gift. It is absolutely free. He will just give it to you. If you want to hire him,
Great.
You can see if it makes sense. I hired him. He's not inexpensive, but he's worth it.
You know, that brings into another point, right? Actually, let's finish like this. I want to talk of lack of motivation to refer, which ties into what you just said. Your script is very important from a low risk point of view.
Okay. So you want to talk about what unwillingness to refer?
Lack, I won't say unwillingness. They might be, they just don't have the motivation, right?
Oh, lack of motivation.
Motivation could be a number of things. Like now, and so there's 2 types of referrers, right? The first type of referrer is the very first time. I've met you, you did a great service, you're asking me to refer. Well, I don't know if it was a fluke or this is what you do all the time. So it affects my motivation. That's number 1. Number 2, how do I do it in such a way that I mentioned earlier that doesn't embarrass me, embarrass you? Right. Number 3, are you going to hound them? Are you going to hound them? Are you going to cause trouble to my referees where they come and say, Shaukat, why the hell did you give my number? This person, doesn't stop bugging me. So these are my concerns. First time referrer, because I've never referred you ever, right? 2 types of. The second type of referrer, a lot more motivation because I probably referred 1 or 2 clients to you. They've come back and report that Parthiv was fantastic. He was gentle. You mentioned gentle in the other video. He had a system behind it. It was even the referral process itself is worth referring. It's a great experience, right? So for the first time, lack of motivation to refer. You talked about low risk. So if you're asking, and that client might have been with you forever, but if they've never referred you, never, and you're asking now for the first time to refer, you need to come up with a low risk. So you gave that example about, all right, here's a link. I've used them. I've used Parthiv for 10 years. Give it a try. It's free. You want to use him? I use him. Very low risk. It doesn't damage my brand. especially if I'm an affluent person, which would be a separate topic, right? They're very particular about the status. And so now you've made it easier for your client. So that's my thoughts around the lack of motivation to refer. The job is to increase the motivation. What can you add to that?
Well, you bring up a very interesting point. They have to want to help you. They have to consider you their friend. They have to be committed to growing your business, and they want to care about your happiness and your business. That motivates them, because this is hard work. Because when you give someone a referral, you're putting your reputation online, right? So first of all, you want to A, make it easy, B, earn the right to make them do this, because they're not getting paid to do this. And third, give them an assurance that you will not embarrass them for making the introduction.
You know, good point. And we'll talk maybe another video where the referrals the process of giving referrals can actually enhance their status. That's like where they want to refer you because it makes them look better among their fraternity.
Yes,
that's another topic.
That is that too.
That's the video 3, because and so big referral actually benefits them probably equal, if not more, than it benefits you. Okay, so that was so anything else on lack of motivation to refer?
No, I think we covered everything. How are we doing on time?
I think we should finish up on the second video. Third video I'm going to suggest is around the referral machine, which is you, right? Well, Dan Kennedy talks about 3 points about the referral machine. He talks about it has to be intentional. There has to be an investment made, and people think investment is only money. No, it's easier to write a check when you have it, when you have money in bank. And the third one is integration, as opposed to an afterthought, which we talked about in the first video. So intentional investment integration, we'll do that as in our third video. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay.
Yep. All right. Bye for now.
All right.